Welcome back to the Coop, British Patriots. It's your favourite head-bobbing, wing-flapping host Lord Peckington here, straight from the rafters with zero filter and maximum chaos. Reform councillors are 100% right calling this out. Enough is enough. A council meeting kicked off with a Muslim prayer in a foreign language, and now they're demanding proper English only. Spot on. I'm strutting around the studio, squawking the truth. Coo! Speak English or I'm shitting on the agenda! The Muslim prayer in Arabic was completely out of order in a British council chamber. Taxpayers deserve to understand every word, not sit through foreign rituals on their own dime. Lord Peckington is backing reform all the way on this one. British values first. Feathers are flying in this no-holds-barred GB News-style debate as I defend common sense and our country. If you love comedy with backbone, stick around, patriots. This one's a cracker. What do you think? Are reform right? Drop your coos in the comments below.
Should council meetings only be conducted in English? It's time now for our head-to-head. Yeah, well, newly minted reform councillors in Birmingham have sparked outrage by demanding that all council meetings be conducted in English. That's after an Islamic prayer from the Quran was read aloud during the city's annual mayor-making ceremony last week. Take a look.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
Well, and now, Birmingham's group of 23 reform councillors have written to newly appointed Lord Mayor Zakir Chowdhury about the decision to invite an imam to read the Arabic verse, claiming that while Birmingham is a diverse city made up of many faiths and backgrounds, official council business should remain inclusive and accessible to all residents, with all readings and proceedings delivered in English. Well, Nigel Farage's party said it was inappropriate for parts of the ceremony to be conducted in a language many residents do not understand. So that, well, led me to ask this. Is it controversial? Is it controversial? What do you think? And should council meetings always be conducted in English? Well, going head-to-head on this now are Reform UK councillor for Durham, parts of Durham at least, Darren Grimes, and political commentator Fahima Mohammed. Welcome to the show, both of you. Darren, I'll start with you because your party's calling for this in Birmingham. What do you think?
Well, it's been put to me, Alex, that this is an incredibly divisive move. And I have to say divisive from whose perspective, right? Because the residents of Birmingham, right, who couldn't, very many of them, follow what's been said within that part of the Quran in their own town hall, they're being told effectively that they should just get used to it and move on and focus on other things. We're talking about an elected chamber in which local government business is transacted and could have wide ramifications for the public. So, of course, that should be transacted. That business ought to be transacted in the most transparent and accountable way possible, which is in the English language. Apparently, that makes me all kinds of controversial things, but they exist for one thing and one thing only. It's so that those who pay for us to be there can actually see what's been done in their name, Alex.
Yeah, Fahima, what do you make of Darren's comments on that?
I find that the same courtesy is normal for other faiths, and objecting only when it's Islam is not inclusion. It's a selective outrage. I think reform have picked the wrong fight here. Nobody's arguing that council businesses should not be, conducted in a language that all residents can understand. This was not policy, nor voting, not even a meeting, to be honest. It was, scrutiny of public services being hidden from people. It was just a short ceremonial reading and also translated into English afterwards at the start of the mayoral year, just like how you would probably get if there was a Jewish person elected and they might call a rabbi for a blessing, just like how you swear in Parliament on the Quran because it means more for that person coming from that background. And yeah, of course, at the end of the day, the civic spaces, it should reflect the people they serve. But if prayers, blessings or reflections have been tolerated for years, suddenly objecting when it's an Islamic looks less like protecting English and more like politicizing Muslim visibility.
Darren, is it just biased against Islam?
The left, they bang on about building bridges. Well, what could build bridges better than a shared
It works
language,
two
right? A
ways.
shared language is the bridge that actually works. And by the way, I don't think people in Parliament should be swearing on the Quran. I think actually we ought to, as far as our institutions are concerned, be incredibly proud and robust. In the same way, by the way, if I were to go to the Middle East and emigrate, that you would find that parts of the Middle East, and in fact, the vast majority of the Middle East, would be saying, listen, Grimesy, you can't do the Lord's Prayer. You can't say the Lord's Prayer in our country, in our council chamber. It just wouldn't happen.
Do you not understand? Do you not understand? It means more to me to swear on the Quran and be more sort of loyal to what I'm swearing on, because that's what I believe in, not taken away. If it was the Bible, I'd be like, whatever. Do you understand that point? But you look at it differently. You look at it differently because it's coming from a Muslim and coming from that particular only faith. If it was a Jewish person,
in a British government in which government is being transacted, in which actually the very big decisions that will have massive impact on people, you should be swearing allegiance, one, to the British state, to actually the way in which we are doing things in this country, and also being able to actually be understood by the vast majority of the public who, guess what, speak English.
Yes, and you know what? The British Muslims are part of England, and they can understand because it's
speak English.
With just a small 30-second of a prayer for blessing, nothing to disrupt anything.
Why do you need to do that? There are plenty of mosques around the country. Why do you need to do that in a council chamber?
Well, because it was done for every other tradition and faith, so why not for this? Because we're part of it. There is nothing wrong in having that. There is nothing wrong in being inclusive to say that we are just, putting a blessing. It's a prayer.
No,
there's nothing.
Do you know what? I actually find
inviting. It's inviting.
The lazy tropes that you just polished off there in the 2 minutes we've been on this interview, in which you suggest that reform, or me as a reform councillor, I have a problem with the fact that it's a Muslim. This letter to the Muslim Lord Mayor, it didn't object to him holding office as a Muslim. It objected to non-English proceedings in a public body. It didn't weaponise his faith to shut down legitimate questions. You use that racism card. You use the fact that you try to smear us as being Islamophobic in order to shut down debate here.
It's selective outrage. It's selective outrage. It wasn't anything to do with the fact that these people are coming in or taking over or, putting things forward in that way. It was just something which is legal.
Let me ask you one very quick question.
Let's just get final thoughts from both of you. Darren, to you, then over to you, Fahima. Yeah.
Birmingham is a multicultural city, right? We said that at the very start of this. Ultimately, civic language matters more when you are living in a multicultural society. It only works, it only functions around a common framework, and our language is that framework. If you abandon it, you don't get harmony, you get parallel communities. You get parallel communities, and that's why people in Birmingham voted Reform, Alex.
Fahima, last thoughts to you.
For stricter civic neutrality if they want, but legally and morally, they have to apply that equally to every religion and ceremonial tradition, not just Islam. That's the difference.
All right, Fahima Mohammed and Darren Grimes there. Thank you both very much for joining me. Very fiery debate between you two. Love to see it.